So hello everyone once again. This is Nicholas, your host, and I'm joined today with Pavel Habarta, who is the co-founder and the minority shareholder at STRATOSYST. Pavel is a CFO responsible for finance and funding. He manages finance and accounting team, identifies and pitches to investors as well. Also, he is responsible for company general affairs. He is a member of major internal R&D projects for both civil and defense markets, takes care of intellectual property, rights protection, supervises quality control and product certification. Wow, so this is quite a lot, right? And before you joined Pavel STRATOSYST, you have been ESA Technology Broker at TC CAS, right? And the General Director at Prague Congress Centre.
That is correct. Good morning to everyone.
Yep, pleasure to have you on, Pavel. Obviously, yesterday, the individuals who attended the International Space Convention, they could hear your panel discussion. But to those that have not been able to attend and make it, would you like to share more about STRATOSYST?
Yes. So first of all, thank you very much to have a chance to be here. The International Space Convention in Bursa this year. It's very enriching and I have learned a lot. I would recommend everyone to be here next year.
Thank you, Pat.
As to STRATOSYST, we are a technology startup and we develop hubs, high-altitude platform station of our own design. As already mentioned, it's planned both for commercial and defense applications. We can say that, as you mentioned, I'm responsible for more areas because we are growing fast and we have to do a lot of works at the same time, so sometimes difficult. I'm personally involved in finance and funding, especially. And it's sometimes even more magic than the technical issues, I say so. But maybe more about the product. The high-altitude pseudo-satellites are, for the future, very convenient hardware that can be in between the ground station and satellites, say 20-25 kilometers above the Earth's surface. And we know from the customers that basically if we are able to keep the position above the ground and if we can have flight which is 4 months, maybe even a year, they would use it. So basically we are trying to reach these two technical conditions. It seems feasible. It's not an easy job, but it's feasible. We will finish our demonstration project in a month in a smaller scale, and we already have funding to develop the first full-scale prototype. And basically in summer next year we would have the first flight, and we'll try to demonstrate full-scale prototype and its functioning. So basically in 1 year we shall be in the market. And the target for us is, of course, Earth observation and also telecommunication. Maybe these two commercial markets and segments are the best fitting, but of course we are open to other segments as well.
Perfect. So thank you for the introduction of the company's 360-degree overview, Pavel. As you mentioned, the roles, right? So as a growing fast as a company, so I completely understand. We as Altair Enterprises, so besides doing the conventions, we also have several other products and the projects that we're working on within the company. So throughout the day, as a CEO, as a shareholder, as a co-founder, you basically change the hats and you are a different position employee at a different time of the day, right? And that's a very thin line as well. I mean, you wanna do a CEO work, but you have to first do the hard work, right? But then kind of some people get too accustomed and they don't want to let go of the power that they have in every single department. But let's not go into that too much. Let's focus more about the STRATOSYST, so very innovative as a company, HAPS, right? And having this huge market opportunity as well. So I saw the presentation that's available on your website, and it's 1 billion mark for the HAPS market in 2029, right? The projections.
Exactly, yes.
So that's quite significant. So what I would like to ask, I mean, what would be, let's say, the advantage and the differentiating factors of the HAPS, let's say, compared to the LEO satellites?
Yeah, basically it's very, very easy. The satellites are flying, they don't keep the position. Also, satellites are, say, hundreds of kilometers away. And third, the technology is proven, I would say well established in the market, but also a bit expensive for some kind of job. So hubs can deliver the same from 20 kilometers, not like 600 or 1,000 kilometers. And especially we can have the data in real time, because once you have some specific area of interest and the hubs is just above, you can have real-time data. And for the telecommunication, also the latency of the signal is much better, just because of the distance. So real-time costs, and maybe we should also say that it's complementary. So it will not be found between satellite operators and hubs operators. It will be much more like a puzzle that we put similar data together, and based on that we can provide a solution. Here in ISC was a very nice presentation from Maxar, and it was exactly there in the presentation. So they get data from many sources, they make the data clear, they make the clear data smart, and on smart data they build some, say, customized solution for the final clients. So we would like to be engaged in that, I would say, very prestigious society and deliver our data. And we are basically most interested in building constellations for companies like Maxar or others.
So like cooperating with other satellite operators to maximize the precision of the data.
And the value added to the final customer.
And the value.
So there will be one layer in the stratosphere. Stratosphere is today a little bit neglected layer, because we don't have a permanent infrastructure there. We have infrastructure in, say, 10 kilometers for the transportation, and then low Earth orbit satellites, but nothing in between, basically. And we would like to change it and deliver data from the stratosphere. Perfect.
And very also, you know, as a main theme that we have for this year's convention is also space sustainability. The zero CO2 emissions that your, again, HAPS provides, right? The STRATOSYST Skyrider, right? Very much appreciated, obviously, and the ESA, I'm sure, is supporting that. I know that you applied for the ESA grant as well for the HAPS project. That is still in review, right?
Yeah. So first of all, I should be very thankful to European Space Agency, because we took part in ESA business incubation program in Prague in the Czech Republic, and we were encouraged to make another project within Czech framework program in ESA. So based on that, we can get some basic funding to grow. So we are happy to be part of that ESA society. And you said that it's zero emission, so it's true. Basically, hubs can be distinguished heavier than air and lighter than air. And we are lighter than air, so you can imagine a system of balloons or an airship that is filled with helium. So the vertical movement is given just by the fact that the helium is lighter than air, and it brings you up. once we are in the stratosphere, so above weather, we have a good approach to sunlight, so solar energy, and the solar energy can feed all the electronics and payload we have. So it's really green, I would say, and if we can maintain that long term, that will be a game changer.
Perfect. So I mean, really great, and I personally wish you, success as a company, and would like to add as much value as possible, if it's like from this episode or for IC and in other ways that we can again help you out. But yourself personally, you coming from the business law and the finance background, right? And obviously you are a CFO, right? That's self-explanatory. But how did you personally interact and connect with the space industry? How did that happen for you?
Well, I used to work for the biggest business incubator in Prague before. It's like 9 years ago, and I had approached to technology startups. I have learned a lot from them from the technology point of view, and advised them about business, sales, and the legal issues. And later on, I had opportunity to work for ESA in the Czech Republic as a technology broker. And technology broker, it's like sales of, say, technologies that are difficult to explain. The space is full of technologies, but sometimes the technologies are used just once for the mission, and then it's finished.